Welcome everybody. I'm going to be talking about the Aurorus buffs and changes. They're super great. Yes, its typing is still lackluster. For the record, I really wanted to do Ice Dragon for Aurorus, but I opted not to because it is a fossil and none of the other fossils had type changes, and I know that would not be received well. So sadly, no Ice Dragon. But Aurorus is still the GOAT because now that's not an Ice Dragon type, I can give it the ability Energy Shield, which is incredible. That functions like multi-scale. But before I talk any more about all the cool new things that Aurorus can do and why it's really great, especially for in-game, which is what this hack is balanced around, by the way, is in-game, not for competitive play, is I want to have a quick disclaimer for you to check out that description. There is a link to the Google Sheet that I'm screen sharing right now, and you can check out every single other Pokemon buff and change. But most importantly, you can check out the 600 plus move buffs and changes in this hack. There's tons of ones you've never seen before, all types of crazy stuff that I did with moves, and those are really important in terms of how the Pokemon function now, and there's not nearly enough time in these videos to cover every move change. So I want to have that as a disclaimer just to check that out, and also just to look at all the other Pokemon buffs and changes. You can look at all the custom new abilities and all this other fun stuff. Useful information on that Google Sheet. Definitely give it a look. My videos are not the optimal way to consume everything about this hack. They're cool and all, but I might miss stuff. The older videos are kind of outdated as well, so I'd recommend checking out the sheet for the older Pokemon because I'm going to go back and re-record older Pokemon. But with that being said, Aurorus, Energy Shield, beautiful ability. I try to balance every Pokemon to have two useful abilities for ability capsules, because you have infinite use ability capsules that you can switch between. But Aurorus was kind of a tricky situation because I didn't want to so I was thinking something like Slush Rush would be much better than Snow Warning or Refrigerate, right? Because it helps patch up the lower speed and all that stuff. Because most of the time you're going to be running Energy Shield, because in game you don't have to worry about entry hazards. So that Energy Shield, which is just multi-scale, it comes from Shadow Shield if you're curious, but it's great because you can just switch in and take any hit, and that really helps patch up your lackluster typing. Keep in mind, well, first of all, Rock Ice is great offensively, and number two, Ice typing does have actual resistances now. So Aurorus now 4 times resist flying, is neutral to ground, and then it resists Dragon, and it still resists Ice. So that's great. It has actual resistances now. So if you go to the type combination Rock Ice, you can see it resists normal, flying 4 times, ice, poison, dragon, and then it's neutral to ground, so it only has 4 times weakness to fighting and steel, and then grass, water, and rock, which are not ideal. They're not ideal at all, but you can definitely work around them in game. Just don't fucking leave it in on a rock or fighting type move, or fighting or steel type move. It's not that hard. You also have coverage to hit those if you're running a speed boosting set with Rock Polish. Rock Polish is great with Energy Shield. You can also run Weakness Policy plus Energy Shield plus Rock Polish. That's a beautiful set. You could take advantage of your high weakness count and go to town and sweep with that. Sweeping in general is a lot harder in this hack, but Aurorus has the bulk to actually take out of the common priority moves like First Impression and stuff, so that's not an issue. It's more of just if they have like phasing moves that will switch you out, or like Focus Sash or any of this other stuff that will stop you from sweeping. But in general, it's pretty damn solid. Rock Polish also gives +1 accuracy now, so you can use that in conjunction with Blizzard, Thunder, and Focus Blast, which are 85% accurate, and Glaciate, Flash Cannon, and that might be it, that are 90% accurate, and then all the other moves are 100% accurate. So those are all great options, and those are all really strong. The inaccurate moves are all very strong, so those go great with Rock Polish on Energy Shield sets. Snow Warning, so basically my secondary ability choice was between Refrigerate or Snow Warning, because Slush Rush, not only is it kind of anti-soul to remove either Snow Warning or like I can remove one of the two, but I can't remove both Snow Warning and Refrigerate. Like that's the that's like kind of what Aurorus is known for, so I felt really weird removing them. Also, this is the wrong color. I just noticed this should be a lighter yellow. Okay, we're good. So I opted to keep Snow Warning over Refrigerate because Refrigerate, while it's cool for the damage, you've got Hyper Beam, which functions like Zap Cannon, and all these other moves, which functions like Draco Meteor. Those will drop your special attack stat by 2, so with Refrigerate, it's very strong. There's tons of other ice types that do the exact same thing. Regice, Glaceon, and a bunch of other ice types do that exact same thing, so it's not super unique. Obviously, the type combination helps, but you would prefer Snow Warning because there's actually not that many Snow Warning Pokemon. It is slow, so Aurora Veil isn't the best on it, but it's solid enough. You can get up that Veil and then Volt Switch into your Pokemon to abuse the Hail, or just to get the Veil and abuse the Veil. The only issue with the speed is that, well, the speed means you have to take a hit, but also that you're susceptible to taunt, which is a bit of a shame because a lot of the leads will have taunt. So you probably won't be able to Veil on the lead unless you use like Quick Claw. Oh, never mind, Quick Claw. Yeah, I forgot. You have that consumable 100% chance Quick Claw, which is great. So you can use that Quick Claw, get that priority Aurora Veil off, and then Volt Switch into your Abuser, or just Hard Switch if you want. That's great. So actually, Snowboarding is great. I totally forgot about that. That makes it a lot better. So yeah, now there's no really use case for Refrigerate, but I was gonna say Snowboarding is nice because you can use a Weather Ball on your teammates, which basically every special attacker has that now. It's still situational at the end of the day. You're going to prefer to use Energy Shield. You also have Recover to rejuvenate your Energy Shield, and you have powerful priority moves with Frost Flurry. I said, and Shockwave, yeah. Frost Flurry and Shockwave. I considered a couple other abilities like Volt Absorb and stuff, but there's no way I was removing Snowboarding. Also, the logic, I didn't cover this yet, but the logic for why I chose Energy Shield is similar to Cryogonal. It talks about blasting freezing cold air to form a wall of ice to protect itself from attacks, and it's this kind of like Aurora-type Pokemon. It talks about blocking these attacks and emanating freezing air, and I kind of interpret that as like a shield of energy. You know, I think it fits their vibe. Beautiful bulk. So not only do they have actual resistances and they're not weak to ground anymore, they have great bulk, 123 HP, 92 defense, 112 speed def. It's huge. You can run Assault Vest with like Parabolic Charge if you wanted to recover up some HP. Ancient Power gives you +1 speed def, so that's pretty great. Power Gem is very good. 90 base power, 1 in 4 chance to give you a special attack boost, and you have Mineral Shower, which is essentially the same thing as Zap Cannon, and Hyper Beam. It's rock type version of that. So those are all great. Late game, you have Ancient Force, which is Judgment, so you can use that to get any type of coverage move you want. But honestly, your coverage is already great. Agent Force is not the best move. It's just there for flavor. You could use it for like a fire type or something like that, or water type or something. But you know, you have ground, you have fighting, you have steel, you have these good coverage moves. Then of course you have your dual stab Ice Rock, which is really good already. So you don't need Agent Force too much, but it's just there. Miracle just in time for Ultra Necrozma. Freezer Burn is a great utility move. Freeze Dry is solid. Aurora Beam is great on bulkier sets. Well, in general, you're going to be running bulkier sets unless you're running a speed boosting set. You do have access to infinite EV training items as well, so you can easily just switch around your EVs. Most of the time, you'll be running a bulkier set, but for certain fights, you can totally take advantage of max speed with Rock Polish. Or even just like something simple like Weakness Policy, Frost Flurry, you know, with priority, that's great. It's a really good Pokemon. The typing, lackluster, but it's in-game, you know, it's not like you have to check everything. You can just switch the hell out, it's not that hard. And it can also definitely tank non-stab fighting and steel-type moves. Stab moves, if they're strong, which they probably will be, probably not. But through Energy Shield, it can easily swallow a fighting type or steel type coverage move because of its immense bulk and Energy Shield. So yeah, great bust for Aurorus. If you wanted that Ice Dragon, I'm sorry, I kind of wanted it too, but I couldn't. If you want the real reason, it's one of my friends loves Aurorus, and they were like, oh, you know, you can't remove it, it's a fossil, and so I didn't do it. I'm sure some of you guys will like that though. You might be like, yeah, good, keep it as a rock type, it's a fossil. So can't please everybody. I'm happy with this regardless because it gets to have Energy Shield now. I wouldn't have given it that if it was a Ice Dragon because it's a little bit too strong, probably. But yeah, Ice Rock, Energy Shield helps patch up that typing. Great dual stab, great abilities in general, great powerful stab moves, good priority, good utility. Yeah, that Quick Claw Snowboarding makes it so much better. I'm happy I remembered that. That goes for any Snowboarding Pokemon. You can just out-prioritize Taunt users on the lead and get that off, and then, you know, switch move into your Pokemon to abuse. Although, I just realized you won't be able to use Light Clay with that, so you'll have less turns, but still good nonetheless. First, you know, 4 turns is plenty. You basically only have 3 if you Volt Switch out, so you have to you get my point, all right? Recover helps a lot as well. You got a bunch of other cool little moves by Level Up and TM and Tutor that are like nice little utility options that I'm not covering just because it takes too much time. But you can check out what all these do in the description below on that Google sheet. But yeah, Glaciate's great. That drops speed by 2, 110 base power, 90% accurate. Great move that you can use but to help your speed stat. And then also Frost Breath is pretty cool. That always crits, so you can use that in conjunction with Zap Cannon and Mineral Shower to ignore the special attack drop. Freezer Burn is great, especially for like totems and just in general. That is a 2-turn move, 180 base power that always burns, comes from Ice Burn, so that's really great for utility and stuff, and also it's strong. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the video off there. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Hopefully this video was entertaining, informative, all that good stuff. Hopefully you listened all the way through the video. If you did, let me know in the description. Excuse me, talking too quick. Let me know in the comment section down below if you listened all the way through. And yeah, make sure you check out that Google sheet. And I'll be back for my Kalos Pokemon coming up. Peace.